The Amalgomi Games 1. The Strange Man. June 2nd, 2074. Nori just woke up from a strange dream. Her mattress was soaked in sweat. The newspaper she had used as a blanket had blown off during the night. She sat up and looked around for a few seconds. Usually the alley would be a terrifying thing to walk through, but in the daytime it was as normal as drinking coffee in the morning. Speaking of coffee, I am so hungry. Anything would be good right about now. Nori clutched her stomach and hobbled her way out of the alley. She followed the sidewalk until she reached a Panera. "At least this place has AC," she said as someone gave her a weird look. She sat down at one of the tables and laid her head down for about 5 minutes. Until an employee came up to her. "Excuse me, you have to buy something if you're gonna stay here." What?" Nori groaned. "You have to buy something," said the employee. "What can 2 jotes get me?" "Nothing." "In that case, goodbye." She stood up and pretended to leave just until the employee walked to the back. Nori walked over, reached over the counter, and grabbed a large cup. She filled it up with lemonade and left. On the walk home, if you could call it that, Nori was thinking about life and how bad things got so quickly. Just as she rounded the corner, she realized this about life and how bad things got so quickly. Just as she rounded the corner, she realized this was not her alley. She had passed it up a mile back. Just before she was going to leave, she saw someone. A man was entering a mysterious door. She didn't know whether to follow or not follow him. Follow the links in the description to make your choice. Should she follow him or not? A1. She decided to follow him through the door. Awaiting what was on the other side, she turned the knob and opened the door. Nori found herself on some kind of movie or TV show set. She dropped her lemonade in surprise. There were about 99 other people there, not counting the crew members. It did not take long for someone to notice Nori. You there, come over here." "Me?" She pointed to herself. "No, the invisible guy that's right next to you." "Of course you, come on." "Okay," she nervously stepped closer. "Are you the substitute for the guy who couldn't make it because he got sick?" Follow the links in the description to choose. Should Nori lie or tell the truth? B2. Yes, that's me." "Okay, you'll be needed over there. The games will start soon," he said as he pointed somewhere behind him. She went in that general direction and was greeted by Mr. William Carter. He looked like a Tumblr sexy man with a TV for a head. He was wearing a tuxedo. The TV displayed a face with his current emotion and speakers on the side saying what he said. "Why, hello there. You must be the substitute contestant. I'm Mr. Carter. I think you'll need this." He tossed a white uniform with the number 100 on the back. "Changing rooms are over there." He directed Nori somewhere else. "When you're done, you can hang out in the lobby with the other contestants," he said. When Nori finished changing, she started to look around for the lobby. She took so long that they were ready to start the games. "Oh well," she said as Carter came flying in. Pretty much all of the contestants, including Nori, assumed he was just using wires to make it seem like he's flying. "Welcome all 100 of you to the Amalgomi Games. You will be participating in 10 games. Some will require teams, so I suggest you start making friends. The rules of each game will be explained at the start of them. If you are caught breaking said rules, that will be an automatic disqualification. No ifs, ands, or buts. There will be one winner. That winner will walk away with 6 million jotes, and all of it will be broadcast live for all who wish to see." "Does anyone have any questions?" he said. Someone raised their hand. "Ain, you there? Is this Squid Game? They're not affiliated with us." "Geez, does anyone else have a question?" Silence. "Okay then, follow me to the start of the first game." He led everybody to the starting line of an obstacle course. "Your first game is Obstacle Chase. You will be chased by an animatronic night mist while avoiding obstacles. If you fall off, get caught by the night mist, or get caught pushing or shoving, you will be eliminated. Line up at the start," he explained. Everyone moved toward the slot with their suit number. Nori could see hurdles, sweepers, things you have to duck under. gaps to jump over, slides, and parkour. On your mark, he said. Wait, we're starting? Said Nori. Of course we are. Someone said in slot 99. I'm Nori. Get set. Hi, Nori. I'm Xena. Good luck. Ditto. Go, Mr. Carter said, as all of the contestants started sprinting. Pretty soon, the weak were separated from the strong. People were falling left and right. They got grabbed by the night mist, and they fell down into a dark abyss. Nori could only assume there was something to cushion their fall. Soon, Nori came to someone pleading for help, holding onto the edge of one of the gaps. Help me, please, she said. Nori stopped in her tracks. Follow the links in the description to make your choice. Should Nori help the girl or move on with the obstacles or... C2. I'm sorry. What? She asked, feeling betrayed. Nori ran off and completed the course. Why didn't you save her? Asked Xena, shocked. Nori, out of breath, replied, I wouldn't have been able to hold her weight. That's a fair point, I guess. It's still morbid. What's done is done, she said. 90 players remain. Well, that's all the players. Break time. He rounded everyone up and into a large room. It was quite luxurious. There were beds, tables, shelves with board games and books, and a fridge full of food and snacks. So this is the lobby, huh? I could get used to this. It seems you haven't been in the lobby, Nori. This is where you will sleep after the 5th game. If you make it, that is. How did you know my name? Don't worry, I know everybody's names. Okay, not creepy at all. The fridge caught her eye. Oh my God, is there a drink in there? Why else would there be a fridge? He said, confused. She made a beeline to the fridge and opened it. Water! She ripped the cap off of the bottle so fast that it flew across the room. The water was gone in 3 seconds. Xena came running over. Oh my God, are you that dehydrated? Said Xena. Nori finally took a breath. That lemonade I had, she said, breathing heavily, was the only liquid I had for days. And I dropped it. Oh. Come to think of it, you look like you haven't eaten in weeks. If it looks like I haven't eaten in weeks, it means I haven't eaten in weeks. Well, help yourself. We will be restocked during every game. Thank you. The next game will start in 20 minutes. Eat up, and remember, relax. He flew out the door and closed it behind him. 2. Musical platforms. About 20 minutes went by, and one of the camera crew members came into the lobby with a megaphone. Attention all contestants, the second game is ready. Everyone came out to find a huge square floor, with smaller square platforms held by chains suspended just above the main floor. The second game is musical platforms. When the music plays, you must wander the blue floor, and when it stops, you must seek out the nearest platform and jump on. They will sway when you get on, so try to keep your balance. Only one person per platform. If there is more than one person on a platform, both of you will be eliminated. If someone hops onto your platform, you have every right to shove them off. Every time the music stops, the main floor will become unstable. Those left on the floor will fall. When the music starts again, a platform will be retracted up, so there will always be one person eliminated. If you are caught camping at a platform, you have a choice of being eliminated or having that platform retracted too. The game will begin shortly. Just make your way down to the floor. Everyone climb down to the blue floor. Best of luck, Nori. Xena looked at Nori. You too, replied Nori. 3, 2, 1, go. Everything was pretty chill. There were so many platforms that it was very easy to find one wherever you were, until the music stopped. Everyone got on a platform except one guy. The moment he realized that he didn't have a platform, he gave up. He waved bye to Nori of all people. However, when the floor slid away, people could see that there was no cushion for the fall. Only Nori saw the terrified look in the guy's eyes. The last of the floor moved away, forcing the guy to jump. He tried to land on his feet, but his momentum spun him upside down. Everyone could see and hear the impact. There was a faint snapping sound. Blood splattered. Soon a pool of more blood increased in size. A black tentacle reached out and dragged his lifeless corpse into the dark, leaving a trail. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna puke, someone said. Did he just die? Said another. Carter, Nori said, both worried and furious. He came flying in from an unknown direction. Cut! What seems to be the problem, Nori? Why don't you take one wild guess? Carter looked down at the trail of blood on the concrete below. His screen shifted to display a surprised face. It seems I forgot to share some key details about the Amalgomi Games. Key details? Yeah, I think you missed some key details about that. She pointed to the bloodstain. In these games, some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. What? Is this Squid Games? For the last time, Henry, they're not affiliated with us. Carter put his fingers on the part of his screen where the sides of his nose would have been. What about those who lost the first game? Were they killed? Asked Nori. Take one wild guess. That's it. I've had enough. Bring the floor back so we can go home. There was a short pause. I'm sorry, Nori. I'm afraid I can't do that. You all will continue the games, and the winner will be given 6 million zodas along with their freedom. We don't want to play, someone screamed. Is this Finding Frankie? Henry, I swear to God. Sorry. Listen, you will finish the games or else. Or what? Or there will be no winner. Is this the game station from Poppy Playtime? Henry, I'm gonna kill you if you don't stop. You were already gonna kill me. Fair point. Can we go? No. Listen, if you cooperate, I'll see to it that your deaths are quick and painless. Got it? Fine. Good. Now we can resume. Action. The floor moved back into place, and everyone started walking. It was a morbid thought. The fact that you could be the next one to die. It was over soon after. 80 players remain. The tone in the lobby was tense. People were no longer chilling on the couches, and nobody pulled out the board games. Everyone was worried about who would die next. They had already made friendships and didn't want to die alone. 3. Deadly dodgeball. 20 minutes inevitably passed by. They had to use the elevators to get to the second floor. The 80 of them came across a large row of slots with holes in the floor behind them. From within these holes, something gave forth an eerie orange glow. A middle lane was filled with dodgeballs. The next game is Deadly Dodgeball. This is one of the simpler games. When you start, grab as many dodgeballs as you can and throw them at the opposing side and try to knock them down into the holes behind them, inside of which is actual lava. You can choose which color team you are on. However, only 40 players on each team. Similarly to the last game, this game will last until 10 of you are eliminated. You may now pick your teams. Follow the links in the description to make your choice. D2, Nori decides to join the blue team. Follow the link in the description. D1, D2, Nori made her way to her slot. She looked at the person in front of her. It was Henry. Nori didn't want to take the life of someone she knew the name of. You don't necessarily have to hit the person directly in front of you. But Henry was looking at her in such a way that she knew that if she didn't knock him down first, he would knock her down. 3, 2, 1, throw! Everyone grabbed a ball. They were flying left and right. Soon, Henry and Nori made eye contact. She had to think fast. Follow the links in the description to make your choice. E2, she decides to make the first throw. His competitive face was replaced with a face that said, "Oh no!" She threw it with all her might. He fell back from the impact. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Soon, 70 players remain. Nori was sorry that she had to kill Henry, but he was referencing games from other IP. It was kind of annoying. Everyone dreaded what the next game could possibly be. Soon, the 20 minutes were up. Item sort. They were inevitably brought to a room that looked like a factory. It had conveyor belts, chutes, levers, 35 slots, and buttons. Our fourth game is Item Sort. Please hold your applause. Very creative name, I know. Anyway, items will be dropped out of these chutes here, and you will line up and put things in their corresponding box. You can use any strategy you like. You can once again choose a team for this game. The team with the least imperfections can choose 11 people from the opposite team to be eliminated. When caught, any tomfoolery will result in the elimination of your entire team. That means 35 people. The objects that will be dropped on the conveyor are an assortment of different three-dimensional figures. Go ahead and choose your teams. Follow the links. F2, she decides to join the blue team. Follow the link. F1, F2, Mom. As one would expect, Nori chose the box next to Xena. The slot was labeled cubes. 3, 2, 1 sort, said Mr. Carter. Soon the chute started dropping the objects. All Nori had to do was take all the cubes and put them in her box. It seemed easy at first, but the conveyor belt kept getting faster. She noticed the other team had fewer imperfections than her team. Nothing a little sabotaging can't fix. Follow the links in the description to make your choice. Should Nori sabotage the other team? G1 and Nori decided to play fair. She didn't want her team to go down with her. Her team did unfortunately lose, meaning 11 people were eliminated. 59 players remain. It was getting late. Well, nobody actually knew the time, but everyone was starting to get restless. Luckily, there was only one game left before the halfway mark. Naniri 5. Amalgomi Archery. The final game before Sleepy Night Night is Amalgomi Archery. The rules are simple. You will be given 10 arrows and a bow, and you have to shoot all 10 targets. Each one is more difficult than the last. If you miss more than 2 arrows, you will be eliminated. You will obviously be given more arrows. When you are eliminated, a trap door will be opened beneath you. Once again, this is the last game before you can sleep. Nori, Xena whispered. What? Asked Nori. I'm terrible at archery. What? I think I'm going to be eliminated. I'm sorry. Just don't die. I will make no such promises. Nori started to tear up. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Nori counted the arrows as she shot them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She looked to her right. Xena had missed for the third time. She glanced at Nori just before being taken 2. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. Am I right? He laughed. He hadn't laughed for anyone else's deaths. Why Xena? This was the first game that they had been allowed weapons. The bow was in her hands. She could take her shot. Anger welled up inside her. He was off guard too. Follow the links in the description. H2, she decides not to. Eventually everyone finished. 49 players remain. In the lobby, people started looking less and less chill after each game. The harsh reality hit some people really hard. And Xena. Xena was Nori's best friend in years. Gone. Just like that. The lobby wasn't just a break. It was refuge. But all good things come to an end. With sleep. Mr. Carter came in with some of the crew who started setting some things up. Most notably a TV and a console. Now, because this is the halfway mark, I figured you guys need something to keep you motivated. That's why we're allowing you entertainment in the form of this TV. Think of it as a reward for making it this far. There is no bedtime, but I do suggest you manage time wisely. The Wi-Fi should kick in about 2 minutes, and I'll leave you alone until tomorrow. Good night. He shut the door behind him. Everyone stood still for a second. Maybe it would be good if we watched something. To cheer us up, someone said. What are we feeling, guys? We got all night, Nori asked. Comedy, someone else said. I don't know about you, but this might be my last movie before I die. So I'm watching something, said Nori. She grabbed the remote and turned on the TV. Guys, she's right. Let's take advantage of this, someone agreed. Everyone who wants to join can join, said Nori. Eventually, a group of about 10 people joined Nori on the couches to watch something. Slowly, one by one, people started leaving to go to the beds to go to sleep. It left Nori alone. When the movie was over, she got up, threw her trash away, and turned around. What the? She was met with a fiery purple door floating in midair. A message of symbols around the edges and on the front. Nori could not read them. Follow the links in the description to make your... I too Curiosity overwhelmed Nori. She nervously stepped closer. She put her hand on the knob, expecting it to be hot. It was actually freezing cold. Nori turned it and opened it. The first thing she saw was a person sitting there. Fishing? She went inside and the door slammed shut on its own. Excuse me, she said. The guy turned to look at her from his chair. Oh, let me see here. He pulled out a scroll and started skimming for something. Aha, yes. Nori Saxon, Centurion, soul age 13. Well, don't just stand there. Come here, he said. Nori came up to him. Who are you? What are you? I'm the Death Keeper. One could even say the Grim Reaper. I watch over all souls that were killed, consumed, engulfed, etc. Look at them. Isn't it beautiful? Nori looked at the purple sea of fire. Is this hell? Of course not. The Lake of the Dead is simply a quick way to access any dead soul. They aren't actually here yet. Think of it like a portal. She looked out over the black and purple horizon. The Lake of the Dead was barren. The soil looked as if it hadn't seen the light of day, ever. The place was massive. Too massive. How big is this place? 164.2 trillion square miles. Whoa, okay, that's not what I was expecting. Oh wait, sorry about that. It's actually 164.2 trillion square light years. Light years? Why am I here? I figured you could use a few assistants. What do you mean? You can take 2 temporary soul assistants. Here. He handed her a soul pole. Is this a fishing pole? It's a soul pole. If it were any old fishing pole, it wouldn't be able to hold them. She looked at it again. I suggest you aim for the Lizats. Their powers still work in their astro energy form. He snapped his, well, he didn't have fingers, but something snapped and a chair materialized next to his. Nori sat down and cast the fishing line. After about an hour, she finally caught someone. She yanked it and a white orb came flying out. Oh, thank God, I've been stuck in that spring-lock suit ages. Please help me, miss. Sorry. Catch and release. Wait, what? She took him off the hook and threw him back into the lake. Next 2, you're taking them with you. What you just did was, technically, not allowed. Oh, sorry. She cast it again. Luckily, it took less time for someone to bite, I guess. Another orb on the hook. What the? Where? What? He said. She took him off the hook and placed it on the ground. The orb grew into a hooded, humanoid figure. A Lizat. Who are you? Where am I? Who's that guy? He asked, confused and looking around everywhere. The Death Keeper pulled his scroll out and read it again. This time, Nori could see that the scroll had the same weird language that the door had. Siren Lizat. Lizat. Engulfed. Death age is 17. Soul age is 18. Siron, you will be Nori's temporary assistant until further notice. That doesn't tell me where I am. One day I'm vibing in heaven, and the next I'm here. You're in the Lake of the Dead. She fished your soul, and you're her assistant for the time being. For how long? Until I finish the games, said Nori. I assume you are Nori. Yes, that's me, and I'm about to fish another soul. Okay, let's see who comes up. What are the chances she fishes my mom? Let's see. Terrestrial Lizat. Lizat. Absorbed. Death age is 20. Soul age is 37. The chances of Nori fishing her are 0.0000000000000000043%. It was a rhetorical question. Looks like I've got a bite. She yanked once more. It was the first to not immediately speak. She set him on the ground. He formed. A Zeolda. Nori immediately took a liking to him. Without saying a word, he looked at Nori, then Siren, then the Keeper, then himself, then the purple sky. He turned around to face the lake. The Keeper checked his scroll again. Dixit Darius, Zeolda, consumed. Death age is 17, soul age is 18. Dixit turned back around. Who freed me? Asked Dixit. I did, said Nori. He fell to his knees and put his hands on his head. You good, bro? Asked Siren. You don't know what I've witnessed, Dixit said, shaking his head. You don't know how painful the process of engulfing is. Siren said. Who are you, miss? Dixit asked. I'm Nori, she replied. Thank you, Nori. He looked at Siren. Who might you be? Siren. He started to point at the keeper. I am the Death Keeper. He looked at himself again. If you don't mind me asking, what was it like being consumed? Never mind. It was awful. Ceruleus. He stole my eyes and larynx. And he used them to mimic me. He used my genetic code to take my form. I tried to say it wasn't me, but it was hopeless. And on top of that, it wasn't just our sense of sight that was connected. I could smell, hear, and even taste the people he consumed. So many people. The other consumed people. I knew their thoughts, and they knew mine. Some of them had gone insane from being trapped for so long. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's nobody's fault. All right, you got your souls now. Get out, said the keeper. The purple door appeared again. Never thought I'd see the real world again, said Siren. Never thought I'd see the real world again, said Dixit. Same words, different meaning, said Nori. The group walked through the door. It shut behind them, and Nori woke up from her dream. June 3rd, 2074. What the? She sat up and looked around. Everyone was still asleep. Guess it was a dream. The Lake of the Dead part wasn't, but the part where you thought you were making love to Dixit over there? Well, that was certainly a dream, corrected Siren. What? Has anyone ever told you that you talk in your sleep? A lot, asked Dixit. What did I say? Enough to know that if what happened in your dream happened in real life, Dixit would be put under maximum security prison, said Siren. Huh? How old are you? Asked Siren. 13, she replied. Yikes, that woke someone up. What are you doing up already? It's like 7 o'clock. The 6th game doesn't start until 10. They groaned. And who are you talking to? Nobody. What did they give us for breakfast? I don't know. I didn't check. I'll go look, she said as she got up from her bed. I think I'm the only one who can see you, Nori whispered. You think, said Dixit. Holy shit, there's like a whole buffet line in here. Nori followed her voice into the main room. A huge breakfast table laid out for the players. Pancakes, eggs, bacon, muffins, sausages, toast, milk, chocolate milk, cake, and a whole host of other items. You weren't kidding. Nori grabbed a pancake. I'm glad we woke up this early. It would have been cold by then. The two took some plates and started helping themselves. The early dox gets the eyes. It's weird not having to eat, said Dixit. True, said Siren. One by one, people came out of the room and saw the table decked out with food. Soon they were ready to start the 6th game. 6, the two-legged marathon. The next game is the two-legged marathon. Race to the finish in your own dark lanes. The last 10 people to finish will be eliminated. Please make your way to the tunnel. Everyone readied themselves at the start. On your mark, get set, go. This was easier than the first game at first. However, he never specified how long the track was. Nori realized that it wasn't about speed, but about distance. It ended up being 3 miles. It was sad watching the people reach the end and count the players already there and realize they're eliminated. 39 players remain. Back to the lobby they go and right back out for the next, hopefully longer, game. 7. Color Fall. Our next game will be Color Fall. A screen above you will display a safe color, and all tiles of different colors will become unstable. This will repeat until 10 players are eliminated. At this point, Nori was just going through the motions. However, the first color came, and the giant buzz saws. The next colors were red, blue, brown, black, and green, until someone jumped into her tile. He was almost shoving her off the edge. Follow the links in the description to make your choice. Should Nori assert dominance or try not to fall? J1, she decided to balance herself, and eventually the rest of the tiles came back. Follow the link. J1, J2. At the beginning of the game, the saws were squeaky clean. By the end, they were drenched in straight Centurion blood. 29 players remain. Back in the lobby, people were questioning their own existence. Some were huddled in the corner, some were lying on the ground, and others were standing at the fridge, stress eating. Unfortunately, that one psychopath with no empathy was playing on the console. He literally saw the Amalgam Games as actual video games. No regard for life. 8. Tag. Our 8th game will be Tag. Simple. An animatronic dox will be placed into the ring. All of you will scatter, trying not to get tagged. Trust me, you don't want to get tagged. Make your way down to the ring. Everyone step down into a big circular floor. The dox was suspended in the air above. It started to lower. 3, 2, 1, go! It powered up and made a beeline to Nori. She froze, 10 feet away, 7 feet, 5. Dixit appeared and pushed her out of harm's way. The dox walked straight through Dixit. Thank you. Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for anyway, he said. A group of stupid idiots, goofy goobers, were huddled to the side. The dox walked over and proceeded to devour the ever-living faz-fuck out of them. 5 eliminated. Can you fly? Wait, can we fly? Asked Dixit. I don't know, said Siren. Why do you ask? I think we can hit that button on the back. It's possible. Just then, the dox tagged 5 more people, ending the game. Never mind. 19 players remain. In the lobby, Siren came up to Nori. By the way, what even are the Amalgomi Games? How'd you even get tangled up in this mess of a murder spree? I saw someone going into a door here. I followed him, and one thing led to another, and poof, I'm here. Mr. Carter, he's weird. He said that this was the filming of a show. I don't know about that anymore. Tell you what, I'll be there through the entire 9th game. Cool. 9. Liminal place backroom space. Normally I'd tell you what the next game is, but I think you guys should just go through the door and find out. No spoilers here. Are there any volunteers? The players stood silent. If nobody volunteers, I will pick you out randomly. I will. Nori stepped forward. Well, Nori, just walk right on through the translucent door that emits an ominous yellow light. She stepped into the yellow place. The wallpaper was also yellow with arrows pointing up and down. The fluorescent lights buzzed and hummed with no end. The carpet was damp and squishy. It was a disjointed maze of some sort. Nori turned around. The door was gone and replaced with another wall. Oh, guys, what is this place? The humans call this a liminal space, said Dixit. Apparently it gives them a creepy, nostalgic feeling, Siren added. Looks like Centarians have that feeling as well. Anyway, how do we find the exit? Let's follow the walls and see where that leads us, said Siren. They walked together along the right side. Soon they came across a large hole in the ground. Follow the links in the description to make your choice. Should Nori... K1, she decides to ignore it. It's not worth our time, she said. I suppose, responded Siren. Follow the link in the description to K1, K2, K3. They continued their journey to find the exit. Endless walls. Eventually, the group wandered around a corner. They were met with 2 paths, a large gaping pit, or a tight crawl space only a cave diver would see fit to squeeze through. Follow the links in the description to make your choice. Should Nori squeeze through the crawl space or jump the gap? L1, Nori squeezes through the crawl space. Follow the link in the description to L1, L2, another series of twists and turns later. This place makes no architectural sense. Some walls are too thin, tiny crawl spaces, big gaps in the floor, sloped floors that lead to tiny-ass rooms, and staircases that lead nowhere. I do agree. Mr. Carter has lost it, said Dixit. Hey, what's that? Asked Siren as he pointed off to the side. It was a slide and a staircase. I don't know. Let's check it out. The group walked over. The slide was red and went down, and the staircase was white and went up. Follow the links in the description. M2. Let's go up the stairs. Good things are up. Right? Asked Nori. Probably, replied Siren. They stepped up the white stairs. They were met with a less yellow office room. It had desks, chairs, doors, and other furniture. Some windows showed a stormy sky with rain pitter-pattering on the glass. This is better, I guess, said Dixit. It did not take long to find the exit. We literally took 3 right turns, and here it is. Well, that was easy. The exit door was gray with big green neon letters saying exit. They stepped through and found themselves in the lobby. Follow the link in the description to continue. In 1 and 2, they were the first people to finish. Players started finishing one by one. 9 players remain. Or was it actually 9? The elevator opened to reveal Xena. 10 players remain. Xena? Nori ran to her. She looked badly injured, with bruises and cuts everywhere. How are you alive? What happened? Xena stumbled over to the couch. I saw you fall to your death, she said on the brink of tears. I saw what Carter does to the eliminated, said Xena with no emotion in her voice. What does he do? Xena, how are you alive? When I fell, I managed to grab hold of a ledge. I hoisted myself up with all my strength. A large metal stake in the concrete stabbed me right here. She pointed to a large bloodstain on her uniform. I was backstage. I wandered in the dark for hours. I fell asleep on some rock. And when I woke, I heard someone talking. I checked it out. It was Carter, very clearly and obviously puppeteering the dead contestants' bodies. He was using a subscrite crystal. He is in control of everything in this building. He is the building. All of it. I ran as fast and far as I could. I eventually found myself in a weird liminal space. Then something started chasing me. Soon I found an elevator and went up as fast as possible. Then I'm here. We have to do something, said Nori. We have 2 options. Either we win the games and use the money for hospital bills and move the heck out of Centauri, or confront Carter and destroy his subscrite crystal and take the money for ourselves. If only there was an overseeing being outside of our field of vision, listening to everything we're saying on a video on a social media platform that is related to tubes and second-person storytelling, that can choose what we do, rendering us helpless to avoid certain death, or anything unfathomably worse. If only. Follow the links in the... O2, we need to tell them. Agreed. Nori stood on a chair and got everyone's attention. Everyone! They all looked at Nori. Are we going to sit here and let Carter kill the rest of us? If we want to live, we're going to have to fight back. How are we going to do that? Someone asked. The moment he walks through that door. Ambush! Siren, Dixit. Interact with something in the room so everyone can see you. They both picked up an object and threw them. Everyone gasped. On the left is Dixit, and on the right is Siren. They are my 2 spirit assistants, and since I am the only one who can see them, they will be on the lookout for Carter. And when he walks in, we jump him. Have we all wondered how he can fly and how he controls everything? He's utilizing a subscrite crystal. I will sneak off to go find and destroy it, rendering him helpless. Got that? Everyone started cheering. Yeah, yes, we're killing Carter. Woo! All we have to do is wait. Soon the 20 minutes were up for the last time. Oh, 10. Hide and seek! Carter's here. Positions, everyone. Everyone got into their hiding spots. A few seconds of silence until he burst through the door. Our next and final game will be Blackout. Huh. He took a few steps forward. Where is Now! Everyone jumped on him at once, pulling him to the ground. He pushed back and people went flying. Get off me! Oh, no, 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 no! We can't have any cheaters around here. I hate cheaters. Now we are going to play one last game. It's called Hide and Seek. His voice was so loud it caused the ceiling to collapse on him. His TV head emerged attached to a jumbled mess of a garbage tentacle. What are you? Asked Nori. I am the Amalgomi. His voice was different. It was robotic and sounded like a glitching speaker. An amalgamation and assortment of anything, inorganic or otherwise. I was gifted something special, and I made use of it. Anyway, 10, 9. Everyone, hide. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nori! Oh shit, run. They were forced back into the liminal space. Nori hid under a desk. Instead of the amalgami, a doc stomped by. She decided to check it out. It was heading into a room with the subscribe. There was an opening in the wall that led to backstage. It would be faster and safer to travel through it. She sneaked away and located the room with the subscribe. However, the so-called animatronic docs was nowhere to be seen. The screams of the unfortunate echoed in the background. The subscribe was on a pedestal of some kind. She grabbed it. Siren, Dixit! They came walking in with Xena. Nori, you found it! Their voices attracted the Amalgomi, and he peeked his screen down from above. He looked surprised to see Nori with the very thing that kept him alive. Nori, you are better than I thought. He looked at Xena. Wait, who is holding her up? Nori? What do you mean? Haha, Nori, you know exactly what I mean. Did you enter the Lake of the Dead, Nori? Answer very carefully. I know your thoughts, Nori. Yes. The Amalgomi's eyes were opened. He could see them now. And Nori, who did you bring with you? Siren Lizard and Dixit Darius, sir. Siren, you say? Nori, well, I wasn't expecting you for a long time. Siren, after all, your mother made a fine addition. He lifted up the old remains of a female Lizard. Joke's on you, Amalgomi. I've already had closure on her death. Do you want to know what she said about you? I do not care, Siren. As for you, Dixit, I can't say I've seen your face before. Probably because you were so insignificant, Dixit. Anyway, time to be absorbed. Nori and Xena. The docs and night mist emerged, and the Amalgomi's black tentacles came out of the walls. The subscribe retracted up into a hard-to-reach area. Quickly, Siren, you distract the night mist. Dixit, you distract the docs. Xena, you distract the Amalgami. I'll get the crystal. How will you get up to it? Asked Xena. And how will you destroy it? Asked Dixit. The Death Keeper said your powers still work. Right, Siren? Ice, fire, duel, or plant chain? Dixit could use the ice. Xena could use the duel. You could use the fire. And I could use the plant chain. Siren conjured the 4 swords. Here, don't lose them or they will disintegrate. Let's do this, said Nori as she got ready to jump. She used the chain sword to swing over and onto the platform with the crystal. Oh no, you don't, Nori. He reached for Nori. Hey, Roku. What is it, Xena? He turned around only to have a sword strike him in the screen, blinding him. Ah, Xena! This gave Nori the time she needed. She held the sword in the air and struck the crystal until it shattered. No! He shouted as the building collapsed. Come on, we have to get out of here, Dixit shouted. Turns out they can fly. The 4 of them made it out of the place, out of the body of the Amalgami. They lived to see another day. Just outside the building, they found the 6 million zotes. Guess the prize money was real. Just then, the door to the Lake of the Dead appeared. Guess it's our time to go, said Siren. Nori hugged Dixit and Siren. Goodbye, both of you. Hey, Dixit kneeled to match their height. You two be responsible with that money. We will, said Xena. What about you, Dixit? Won't you just go back to being in Ceruleus? I have accepted my fate, as everyone should. The 2 stepped into the lake, waving as they closed the door. Nori eventually invested the money into a business that eventually led to expanding the wealth by 5 times the starting amount. She got a boyfriend, and they started a life together. Xena relieved 2 million zotes from the invested money. They both lived long, fulfilling lives after that. True ending. The Amalgomi Games by Sub-Zero Y, DINO&CreepY. What about you, Dixit? Won't you just go back to being in Ceruleus?
What is...
And they started a life together.
Why did it start? Okay. So that's the...